guys, in today's video I'm sharing with you all my recipe for a cassava oil down with salted pigtails. If you guys would love to see how to make this, keep watching. So guys, to start off this recipe, I have here 6 pigtails that I cut up into small pieces. You can put as much or as little pigtails as you want. I want a little extra in this. So we're gonna place this on a medium heat. What I did was I cut it up, I washed out the salt that was on the pigtail itself, then I put it in some water to boil. So this is going to boil, and I may need to boil it 2 times. So it will boil a first time for like about half an hour. Discard that water, put more water, and put back the pigtails to boil. If the pigtails are very salty, you may need to boil this about 3 times. This pigtail is not that salty, so it's not going to take that long. So if your pigtail is usually very salty, you boil it how you're accustomed boiling it. And this step can also be done overnight. So the night before or the day before you do this, you leave the pigtails in your refrigerator until the next day when you're actually ready to put this entire meal together, so you wouldn't have to waste time in preparing the pigtails. So guys, this is the first boil. I'm gonna throw out, wash out, put clean water, and put this back up to boil. So this is gonna go back again. It's gonna boil for about 15-20 minutes. Remember, you don't want it to get too soft because it still has additional cooking to do when it goes into that cassava. So let this boil, make sure it's tender, and make sure it's not salty. If it is still salty, you'll need to throw it out, wash it again, and boil it a 3rd time. So guys, once the pigtails are finished, you want to set that aside. Now to my pot, I'm going to go in with some CCA, chili infused coconut oil, and you can find this on Amazon, and it's also available in Trinidad. Now this adds a little spicy note to the dish, so if you didn't want to use this version, they also have the garlic version, which is really great with this too. So to your oil, we're going to go in with some chopped onions. Gonna start building tons of flavor for this. Just give that a mix. And I'm also going to go in with some mini bell peppers chopped. I like the sweetness from the mini bell pepper, and some pimento peppers chopped. If you wanted to add a habanero pepper to this and make it even more spicier, of course you can. So we're just going to let this sweat in here until it's tender and translucent. So once the onions are tender, we're going to go in with some minced garlic, and we're going to allow that to sweat until the garlic is also tender. Now at this time, I'm going to add some salt to season, just a little bit. Remember that the pigtail would still contain some salt, so you don't want to add too much salt. So just let this go for a couple of seconds. Okay, now I'm going to go in with some chopped celery and some scallions, or scythe as we say in Trinidad, and give that a mix. You guys see how much aromatics is in this pot? That's building tons of flavor for this dish. Now I'm using cassava today, but if you want to use breadfruit or even sweet potatoes to switch it up, you can. So now I'm going to go in with the cassava, and I already cleaned, washed, and cut the cassava into small pieces. In goes the boiled pigtails or salted meat or whatever you're using, and we're going to give this a mix. I want to allow this to start to fry up in here for like about 5 minutes before we add any liquids to help it cook. Okay, so once that has fried up for that 5 minutes, now I'm going to go in with some chopped spinach. If you guys can get bhaji or dasheen bush bhaji, that would go really great in here also. So just put that on the top. You don't have to mix it in just yet. Now I'm going to go in with a little bit of Goya adobo all-purpose seasoning. Just a little. That's going to add some more flavor. And now we're going to go in with coconut milk. So once you've added in the coconut milk, and you can use half coconut milk, half water if you don't have enough coconut milk. And what we're going to do now is allow this to come up to a boil, and this is going to take its time. I'm going to cover it and allow it to simmer, and the cassava is going to get soft, everything is going to get tender, it's going to come together just like when you make a breadfruit oil dong. And this smells so good already, guys. I can't wait to dig into this and to taste it because it's going to be amazing. So this has come up to a simmer. We're going to allow it to continue to simmer. It's going to take, I would average about 40-45 minutes for this dish to be complete. So what you're looking for is for the cassava to be really tender. The liquid is going to reduce and thicken. If you wanted it runny, of course, cook it down to the consistency you would like. Okay guys, it's been 30 minutes since this has been cooking. The cassava is nice and tender. Some of the pieces have started to break apart. This is right where I need it to be. As this cools down, it's gonna thicken even further. I don't like it to be super thick. I still like it to have that little runniness to it. So just like this. So to finish this, you're gonna finish with a piece of ordinary butter, which is totally optional. Now, if when you taste it, if this is salty, do not add the ordinary butter. You can add a piece of regular butter to finish, or you could totally omit it. So all I have to do is mix that butter in and then dish this out. So guys, here you have it, my recipe for cassava oil dong. As I said, you can make this with breadfruit or sweet potato. You can make it with a combination of root vegetables. So feel free to play around with this recipe. It's full of flavor. You can opt out from using the salted pigtail. You can use salted beef. Use whatever you would like to put in here. I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I'll see you in my next video. Stay safe.